I want to go into a gun training demo real quick. It's about the sight picture. When you're holding a handgun, on the video, if everybody's looking on the video, you'll see the handgun here. We got the front sight and the rear sight. I train for self-defense shooting. I don't do marksmanship shooting, but in this particular segment, I'm going to talk about how to aim a pistol properly with one eye, because it's a little bit difficult to explain how to do it with point shooting unless I'm with you or we have a little bit more time. So there's two different ways to shoot a handgun, with one eye open or with both eyes open. The one eye open in a self-defense scenario is not good. It shows inexperience from the shooter doing self-defense, because if you only use one eye to shoot in a self-defense mode, you're only seeing half as much. And that's the last thing we want. And you want to be able to see twice as much and shoot twice as fast. Two eyes is basically for self-defense, for there's no time for you to aim your pistol if you've determined that you've got to use it. So, but we're still going to talk about how to do it with one eye. But for purposes of this gun demonstration, I'm going to tell you the proper way to sight your handgun when using one eye to shoot. The first thing you want to do is distinguish the different type of sights that are out there. There's lots of guns out there. You probably got one of these four basic types of sights. There's the 3-dot sight system, dot over dot, dot in the square U, and then no dots. And I was trying to figure out how to tell everybody on the radio here, because I don't really want you messing with your guns in your house at the moment, because I'm not there to see if you're checking to see if it's unloaded. So we're going to use our fingers. If everybody with their left hand would just lift up a peace sign, that's going to represent your rear sight. And then further away from you with your right hand, stick up your index finger. So your peace sign is closest to your one eye open. You're going to look through that peace sign and find your index finger. That's what a sight picture looks like. And you want all the tips of your fingers to be level straight across from left to right. Now, using that example, the 3-dot sight system, if we're looking at our fingers, you're going to see the nails of our fingers. We're going to pretend those are dots. All three of the nails should line up, 1, 2, 3, left to right, right to left, all in a row, not up and down, but all in a line. That's a 3-dot sight system. The second one was dot over dot. On your left hand, just stick up your index finger and you can see your nail. On your left hand, or your right hand, stick up your index finger further away from you, and then line the two and put one nail on top of the other as you're looking at it with one eye open. That's what a dot over dot sight system would look like. A lot of people have on their sight systems, go ahead and put your peace sign back up. The peace sign would be outlined with a white line. It almost turns into like a square U the way the sights are shaped. Then you get your index finger and you put it further away from you again with your right hand, and then look through that peace sign once again and line up the dot with the index finger and make sure it's in the middle of the square U. All the while making sure the top ends are all lined across. You don't want one higher than the other because you get a bad shot group that way. Now the no dots, a lot of guns have that too. They're just black sights. Basically your peace sign is up, your finger's up, index of the other hand, you line them up, and that's how it is. So some people have not too good vision and want some bright spots sticking out so they can find the sights better. They use the dots. I like it sometimes. I personally prefer black sights. It reduces the glare for me. So there's always little things you got to think about. Now, doing this means absolutely nothing if you don't learn the other elements of shooting a handgun correctly, such as the proper grip, trigger control, proper fit of the handgun, and breathing techniques. And ladies and gentlemen, if the truth be told, if you're in a self-defense mode, your breathing habits won't matter because you'll be hyperventilating. All right, so don't worry about that one basic tip. To survive a gunfight, one must not only own a gun, they must train with it under duress and make shooting a gun second nature. There's no time to learn when the stuff hits the fan. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, I teach advanced training when it comes to how to handle a gun for self-defense. So one of the first things you have to do is learn how to shoot the gun. You got to learn how to aim the gun. We're going to teach you how to aim the gun, point shoot the gun, but you've got to train, and you have to train under duress. And one of my things that I like to do in my training is to get you to a breaking point. I want to go through an exercise with you and go over it and keep putting the pressure on until we find the failure point. Because the failure point is the part we got to practice. We don't really have to practice the part we already know. I mean, we do maintenance training, but we don't really have to say, oh my gosh, when something happens, I fall apart here. Well, let's get there. Let's fix it. Let's find it out, see what it takes to fix the problem, and solve it so that if we are on the street and something does happen, you will win that fight.